It's like, dude, like Zach will call, like if Zach calls me, this is how I know Zach's in a good mood. If he calls me, he goes, "What's up, Lollipop Guild?" And I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "You never turn your socks inside out and called it a sombrero?" And I'm like, "What the fuck, dude?" He goes, "Yeah, dude, think about it." I'm like, "There's nothing to think about. You're speaking."
You be the judge. Hey.
Yeah, he goes, "Hey, you be the judge.
You judge it." Oh, we out here with Maverick McWilliams. He's in town from the rodeo. He made it all the way from child acting to rodeo, and he's here doing stand-up welding belts. He's welding belts with little no help.
Stop.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
That wasn't a song. That was
either way.
Don't say either way. That wasn't.
We're out here grabbing my Red Bull. Move your Red Bull, dude.
That's your Red Bull over there.
And yeah, you should move that one too.
Damn it. We're out here messing up with the cameras and these Red Bulls.
FiendCity Podcast, everybody. What's up?
You're a fucking hoe.
We're
dude.
here, everybody.
Stop.
We're here.
What's good? FiendCity Podcast, episode 4. We're out here. Maverick McWilliams just made it to town all the way from Oklahoma City. You already know.
That's it, dude.
And we're out here with my boy, my co-host, Angel Lopez. What's up, brother?
How you guys doing, everybody? Appreciate you all.
This podcast is brought to you by Red Bull. Red Bull gives you wings.
Only sugar-free, though, because
Only
like,
sugar-free, yeah, because we're not none of them fucking full sugar bitches, dude.
I'm sorry, Angel, I'm beating this mic.
Hey, you can pull these up, too, so you don't
I feel
have
like
to
I'm
have
in
those
the
rests.
command center out here,
You're
dog.
right.
I'm out here in the Starship Troopers.
Oh,
But this podcast is actually brought to you by Peterson Properties. So a big shout out to Peterson Properties, commercial real estate here in Albuquerque.
Oh, you mean the guy who owns downtown? Yeah.
You already know.
Dude, he owns like all of downtown.
So check him out. You guys looking for a business? You want to start something downtown now that things are open? Check out Peterson Properties.
You want to start a brothel? You want to start a whorehouse? Hit up Peterson Properties. They will sell you a building you can prostitute yourself and other people out of if you want to.
This is the place to do it, too.
It's the place to do it. I know the dude. He's a good dude.
So what's good, brother? You drove in all the way from Oklahoma. Today, we went straight to a show and then straight here.
Yeah. So
work.
That was my day. You know, that was it. I woke up this morning like 5:30, got my shit together, threw my dog in the truck, fucking drove to Albuquerque where we're at right now, and then and then just like went home, saw my mom for like an hour, and then came over to your house, and yeah. That's it.
All right. So, yeah, Maverick McWilliams, one of my best friends, just period, but closest friends in comedy. He was the first dude that ever came up. If you listen to the first episode, I told a story about how Maverick came up to me on my first show, and we just, like, kicked it ever since, started Canteen together.
Yeah.
And ever since you moved to Oklahoma, you're working at the club out there at Bricktown. So you host a show.
Yep.
Right? The R-rated show. So you have your own show out there at Bricktown.
Yeah. It's like, it's not like once a month. It's just like whenever they need to fill a day. It's usually on a Thursday or a Sunday. Like, and sometimes it's like super last minute. So sometimes they'll be like, hey, you have to book a fucking show for like 2 shows ago. I was talking to the manager and she was like, hey, you have a show coming up. I'm like, sick. When? She goes, oh, it's pirate comedy in 2 days. You have to book book a list. I was like, okay, well,
dope. And then when was the last time you were in Albuquerque?
Last time I was in Albuquerque, probably the last time was with you for that
Durango?
art festival. Yeah, I guess it was for the.
Oh no, you came back. Yeah, you did come back not too long ago, and you did. Did you do any shows when you were out here? We did Red Velvet, right?
Yeah, we did Red Velvet once, and I think it was like for Easter. Too.
Okay, that's what's up. And then I'm not gonna lie, right before the podcast, you did stop, and we stopped at the Ghetto Smiths, which is called in Albuquerque, and you got sushi.
You got fucking egg whites. You got a carton of egg whites, like a psycho.
Okay, yeah.
You have a competition coming up?
I know. Okay, I did do that.
You couldn't have just bought like a regular drink.
But you bought sushi, exotic fish from a place called Ghetto Smiths.
No, it's called Smiths. You call it the Ghetto Smiths.
Angel, what's it called?
Smiths on Cole and Yale.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's not the best
It
Smiths.
is Ghetto Smiths.
Does my tummy hurt right now? Yeah.
What is that, tilapia?
It was something.
God
it
dang,
was something.
boy.
I didn't ask, bro. I ate it though.
God damn, first one to a stomach ache wins, I guess. Holy
dude,
no.
not me, bro. Iron fucking stomach. It's wild.
Shit, you look like you lived in an iron lung.
What?
I don't either way. No. Nothing. You look like Zach Step wrong over here.
You're fucking nut, dude.
I love it, brother. I know, I love it. And the thing is, I'm psyched that you came down. We not just for the show tonight. We got guest spots on the show tonight.
Yeah,
which was cool because we just got tossed in
super last minute. Yeah,
we have a full run of shows this weekend. So you came down for the El Paso show originally.
Right.
And then lucky enough, we had, like, it just worked out perfect where Cities of Gold fell right in the line and Santa Fe right in the line after that. So all of a sudden we have 5 shows in, 4 days, 3 days?
Exactly. So it's like, if you ask me, it's like, this is like a sign the pandemic's really over. Because it's like the exact opposite when the pandemic started. Because like when the pandemic started, it was my first week. It was like my first weekend at a new club in Oklahoma City, the Looney Bin, and I had just booked my first like opening spot there, and then I had we had this 2-year Canteen Brewhouse show.
Yep.
And then I had like 2 other shows. So I had a 4-show run, like in a span of a week and a half, and it was like my first time like. Man, I have all these shows back to back. I made a flyer like of all my dates and stuff like that. I was like fucking stoked. And the pandemic hit, and then like fucking one after, like literally in the span of a day and a half, it was just like, hey, we got to cancel. Hey, we got to cancel. But now it's like yeah, I came out here for 1 show, and then you just like steady called me like, hey man, we got another show. I'm like, oh fuck yeah. I'm like, hey man, we got 2 more shows in Santa Fe. So now we have a 4-show run, and we're gonna get paid for all of them, which is great.
Yeah, that's the biggest difference, bro. Is like getting paid versus the stuff like we used to do, you know what I mean? And I actually was lucky enough to be able to come out during the pandemic. That one of the only times I really traveled for comedy is I got to come out and do this show with you at Midtown. Yeah. And that was wild because you guys barely shut down.
No, yeah, dude. We stopped like
Oklahoma was like when you're a kid and you get in trouble and your parents are like, oh, you're grounded for 2 months. Give me your phone. Everything. You have to wear a mask. And then like 10 minutes later, they're like,
did your parents make you wear a mask when you're little?
They said to pick the belt. You know when your dad, you know when you get in trouble, your dad was like, yo, pick the belt, bro. Go pick a belt. And it was more intimidating than actually getting spanked, like the having to go pick. You didn't know if you needed a thick one or a thin one.
And you knew if you brought back the thin one, he'd beat your ass
back.
You brought back the other belt. And you're like,
you brought back a tie, like trying to play dumb. He's like, that's what that's like what Oklahoma was though. Like they shut down for a second, bro.
Dude, it was pretty wild. So like we shut down. We like you couldn't go into restaurants for like maybe a month.
Yeah.
Everything was carry out, and then like it was like, okay, you guys can eat on the patio. And then if from there, like, all right, there's a lot of people on the patio. All right, you guys can come in, but you guys have to be seated across from each other. And then before you know it, everyone's just like, fuck it. And then before...
by the time I remember when I was blown away because by the time I went to go visit you, not only did just like nobody fuck with masks, nothing, but we went to go eat dinner on one of the patios and people were smoking. It was like enclosed, like basically indoor, and people were just smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
Like it was 1982.
It's still one of the places where you can smoke in bars, and I fucking love it.
It's so wild. I actually got a little bit wild that night. Like, I don't really drink that much. Like, I kind of keep it chill.
Sorry to interrupt. Could I ask Angel to look something up?
Yeah.
Angel, can you find out when Bert Kreischer was at Bricktown Comedy Club last? It was on the Body Shots World Tour Part 2, I think.
Yeah, Angel's on it, bro. He's quick, bro. Speed McQueen on the keyboard.
Anyway, so you were saying...
So we went out there. You got me a spot on the show. And then when I got there the first night, we started off dinner real chill.
Very chill.
Couple drinks.
You ordered some real sissy cocktails. That was what's up.
I got a Moscow Mule, but either way.
Okay, but no, this is... No, stop. This is what Zach... So I take Zach to this really cool place.
All right.
It's called R&J Supper Club, and it's kind of like a little speakeasy vibe. Very cool place. And we sit down, and like I order I think I ordered a whiskey ginger. And Zach's like, what kind of cocktails do you have?
I didn't say that.
He said, what kind of cocktails do you have?
I didn't say that word at all.
He said, what kind of nah. He said, what kind of dick tails do you have? And the dude was like, oh, I'll give you some dick tails. And like, you like, dude, I remember you were like, what's a Manhattan?
Nah, that wasn't it at all. You were you ordered a Cosmopolitan with a sugar rim.
I didn't do that. I didn't do that. Dude, mine came in like a rocks glass and yours came in like a stem.
You ordered a Cosmopolitan and then you put out your cigarette in it and then proceeded to drink it.
And I was like, this is how you really do it right here, dude.
Yeah, you drink half your Cosmopolitan, spit some dip into it, and you're like, I got a full drink now. I was like, you're sick, bro.
Dude, I will say this, dude. Like, I dated this chick for a little while, and she was really into like fancy drinks, like Cosmos and shit.
Yeah, Sazerac.
Huh?
Nothing.
Did you say what? No, she didn't like rice.
Okay.
No, that's Zatarans. My bad. But like she like gave me a sip of her I think it was a Cosmo one time. I was like, and I was like, that's so fucking good. I need to drink Cosmos all the time, but I can't drink fucking Cosmos, you know?
Yeah. No, you do cute things though. You'll get like a PBR and then you'll put like a maraschino cherry on it. Like you try your best.
No, I won't do that.
Yeah.
Zach takes a sip of like, you know, like he can't even use mouthwash because he gets drunk so fast.
Yeah.
You know? You're like a native.
Non-alcoholic.
This is the thing though, is we were just speaking of our boy Josh Fournier. He is the soberest fucking dude ever.
Yeah.
And everybody always thinks he's partying, bro.
Yeah. No, it's like
that facial persona. I mean, it's who he is. June 16th.
Okay, we're not.
June 16th. Right.
So June 16th last year, height of the pandemic, right?
Uh-huh.
Literally a month after the fucking pandemic started.
Okay.
Right?
This is what I
Wait,
found
March,
on that
April, May, June. So 4 months after. Thank you. So 4 months after the pandemic started, everywhere in America shut the fuck down. Everywhere. In Oklahoma City, Bert Kreischer packed there was like literally standing room only, and when I say standing room only, there was 50 people lining the walls. Height of the fucking pandemic.
On that one.
Like, that's so crazy.
Like that's how fucking shut down we were.
Yeah.
Like in like literally the height of the fucking pandemic. Like that's so when people are like, you guys didn't shut down, I'm like, nah.
And
bitch.
you know what? I was like tripped out because we were so strict here. It was pretty wild. And when I went out to visit you, not only did you guys like not really have a capacity limit at all, but like your shit stayed open late. So we were closing down here 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And your bars were open till 2. And I remember after dinner, I don't, like you said, I don't drink a lot. Dude, 2 drinks at dinner, I was already buzzing.
Yeah.
You took me to the comedy club after.
Yeah.
And I remember going there the first time.
Sure.
You introduced me to the bartender. I don't remember meeting the manager the first time.
I don't think you did.
Because they were doing shows, right?
Yeah,
they
yeah,
had like the big shows that night. And it was really cool because the club has a separate bar, so you could go hang out at this bar and not even have to necessarily go right into the comedy club.
No, yeah.
So it was dope. And bro, me, dude, I had one more whiskey and I was just fully gone. Before you know it, I was in Oklahoma City, never been there before. I'm dressed up like a b-boy in the Bronx, and I'm walking around Oklahoma City like fist bumping cowboys like out of nowhere, and
He's just like fist bump, and the guys are like, "What the?"
My favorite thing to do is like when Maverick, one of the homie, like when you do something and it's like fun, like kind of silly, but you tell me to like stop.
Yeah,
I'm only gonna do it a million times.
exactly.
More.
Like if I don't want Zach to do something, I don't address it at all. Like if he like does something that which he never does, like if you do something that like legitimately bothers me, I'll just like not address it at all.
Oh, yeah.
But if you do anything that I think is like mildly hilarious, I'm like, stop, fucking stop, Zach,
so
stop
I walked around Oklahoma City and I fist bumped about 78 people.
It was the most. it was funny, and the reason I wanted to keep it going because it was so. Like people like in Oklahoma City are like, what the fuck? Oh, hey, like they thought Zach was gonna like rob them or something like that because he would just like fist bump. Like,
you know how you're faded is like in my memory. I'm like, fuck yeah, bro! Everybody's so cool out here. Like
dude, you were just so like overly like anxious and overly drunk. Everyone was like, here you go. Like I was like, he's fine, he's okay, dude. It was one of those. It was so fucked.
Yeah,
up,
and then
dude.
the next night, the opposite happens because Maverick could drink. His name is Maverick McWilliams. It sounds like a character out of the Popeyes comic. It sounds like you're born to drink Coors.
Yeah,
bro.
dude. Like like big drinking family. Like everybody drinks in my family.
And
it's hilarious.
you got silly drunk.
Yeah,
silly drunk. He was walking around the bar going, baby,
dude, that's still like a fucking like it's like that's like still like a level of drunk that like the people at the comedy club are like, you getting baby drunk today? I'm like, oh, I'm getting fucking baby drunk tonight. And
yeah, but my favorite is like you do this thing like you got the hat on now, but when you have the hair out and you start to really talk,
yeah,
your whole do turns into like a safari ensemble, bro, and it just starts stampeding on your head, and it's I remember like you always look like this angry dude that just like can't handle his coffee order or something. He starts yelling at the priest like, I ordered extra cream.
I said 2 shots of espresso.
yeah, bro. I forget what we used to like have a bit when he would do that. He would just like rage out and like scream on stage.
Oh my god,
my
dude.
favorite
That's
shit.
fuking great, dude. Oh my, so you talked about me on the first podcast?
Yeah, bro. On podcast. I mean, so obviously he listened.
He heard it.
Zach, dude, this is how Zach tells me he has a podcast. I'm like, yeah, bro, what else is going on? Like, nothing. I just have a podcast anyway. And I'm like, what? He goes, not important.
I'm ready on episode 3.
Yeah, not where I could find it. Not like he doesn't preface anything. He's like, it went from 2 months ago. He was like, I think I'm going to start a podcast. And I was like, do it, bro. And then he goes, hey, bro, I'm on like the 3rd episode of my podcast. Like, well, thanks for fucking telling me, dude. I would have listened to it. Where do I find it at, you know? was one of those deals. But yeah, like I just remember the first time I ever saw Zach. Like, in the Albuquerque comedy scene is a very small, like tight-knit community, very DIY community where like if you're gonna get booked on a show, it's a show somebody is like put together.
Yeah.
Not an entity, not a production company, like not a comedy club definitely, but like, hey bro, my buddy is the manager of this brewery. They want to have comedy. You want to be on this comedy show. That's exactly how it is. So like, and it's so small and tight-knit that like when I first met you, like when I first saw you do stand up, I was like, okay, this dude seems like you were like really into, and honestly, like you were just like, you were sitting alone, you were in your like writing in your notebook, and I was like, oh, he cares, you know?
Yeah.
He's not like one of those dudes that like comes up to you and he's like, what's going on? You guys want to hear my 5? Like, nah, dude, we don't want to hear your fucking 5.
Yeah,
like,
dude, we have literally just 2 guys come up to us. That's the thing is like a comedian is right away people try to be like their funniest version or wherever they think that is, and a lot of times it's like, don't do that. We don't need that.
No,
just be you, be normal, be chilling, and that's all. That's what's up. So yeah, you came up to me, we were kicking it, and yeah, I told the story about how we basically chilled, went to breakfast, started our canteen show, and this is the funny part. I didn't tell this part, but not only were you first homie, but you were actually on the first show that I was ever like booked on. Like my first booked spot. That wasn't open mic.
Which one was that?
Was the Open Source Slow Jams comedy show.
I don't even remember that, dude.
Yeah, it was like the tiny little like open source comedy club.
Oh my god, never mind.
And
Yeah,
we had to do comedy over smooth jazz.
So weird.
And that was my first book spot ever. I'll never forget, because you were like the only person really cool to me there. I met a couple other comedians in the scene, but I remember, I don't even know what, when we started freestyling.
Yeah, like, yeah. I remember that, dude. Oh my god.
Which is kind of full circle, because for no reason, right at the beginning of this episode, I just like,
hit a dumb
made the dumbest song about you.
And you know what's weird, dude? Since like the beginning, like I've had friends in comedy now that when I first met, we did not click at all. Mm-hmm. Like, and I've told you about these dudes where I'm like, I'll call you and I'll be like, bro, I don't think this dude fucking likes me. Like, I haven't done anything to him. He's just like super cold to me. But since Jump Street, me and you have had this weird, like, brother-like connection.
It's a trip, bro. I always laugh, like, we're like the Donnie and Marie Osmond of the scene.
Nope.
Except we both want to be Marie.
No,
and all I mean is the country and the rock and roll, right?
Nothing like what it is.
Yeah, okay, no, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. All I'm saying
Try
is...
again. What else you got?
You look like Marie Osmond.
I look like...
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No, that's not what... That's a terrible... No.
No, I'm not... Okay, no, all I'm saying is... No, we did start...
I love when Zach... He's like, nah, this is what I really mean, okay?
Is that not what you were thinking? Okay, maybe not.
Like, no, we like, when we film content... Like, I'm not lying. We go to my Instagram story and look at the dude Ghetto Smith sushi right now. Like, I can't believe we're getting this far into the podcast without, like, some kind of eruptions starting. But... This is the thing. Me and this dude, when we started comedy, it did like click. And when we started Canteen, the whole way that went about is we got like a one-off show, right? They wanted to try out a comedy show.
Yeah.
I wanted to headline and do longer sets. So we set up one show, and then hold it for a second. And then it went like really good. And they were like, let's do a monthly show.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to headline them every month. Like I was a few months in a comedy. I didn't have the material to do like, and that's like,
and like,
know.
honestly, if you look back on it, you probably barely had enough to open.
I barely had enough to open, much less headline the first show.
Yeah.
And so they approached us. They wanted to do the show monthly again. And me and Maverick, I knew I wanted to work with you on it right away.
Right.
And so I said, what can we do that would be different? And one of the things I thought of was like, well, let's host the show together.
Yeah.
Like, instead of just... And not like you go up, bring up a person, and then I'll go. Like, let's be on stage together. And the reason I thought about that is because when I did that first show and I saw the host go up, it was kind of a hard room to grab the attention of. Everybody's sitting around. It's a free show on a patio of a brewery. Yeah. Like 70% of the audience is just there to hang out. They don't even know comedy's going on. And then there are the people that come for the show. So I was like, you know what? There's something more powerful. There's something more like gripping when like 2 people get on stage and grab microphones than just one.
Exactly.
And I knew that was like the case. So we tried it out and it worked great. We would open the show together and then we'd bring up the first comic. You would go do a set or I would go do a set, bring up the feature, and then the other one would go do their solo set and bring up the headliner, and then we would close the show together.
Right.
And by the end of that first year, audiences were coming just to see us, no matter who was booked on the lineup.
Yeah.
And I remember homies from Durango, our homies from Arizona be like, yo, we could watch you guys on stage for an hour alone.
Oh, for sure.
And I think some of my favorite moments is because like being on stage with you, I was like allowed to be extra silly and like extra wild because you would like buffer it out.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think one of my favorite bits that we would do is be like, you'd be like, Zach's been my friend for so many years, and I still don't understand what he says.
That's like true today, dude. Like I was
After
talking,
this conversation, he's just nodding.
Yeah, it's like dude. Like Zach will call, like if Zach calls me, this is how I know Zach's in a good mood. If he calls me, he goes, "What's up, Lollipop Guild?" And I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "You never turn your socks inside out and called it a sombrero?" And I'm like, "What the fuck, dude?" He goes, "Yeah, dude, think about it." I'm like, "There's nothing to think about. You're speaking."
You be the judge. Hey.
Yeah, he goes, "Hey, you be the judge.
You
judge
it.
Hey, you tell me what's what." I'm
You
like,
be the judges.
I'm like, "What do you need?"
You never had a wet willy welder?
Yeah, dude. Like his word alliteration.
But like the best part is we would never really plan out what we were gonna do on stage.
No.
And somehow it fucking just worked. It clicked. And when you would do that setup, all I would do is say like the wildest thing to an audience member.
Yeah.
And then he would like decipher it.
Yeah.
So I would be like, "What's up, dog? You never eat a cannoli inside out at Whole Foods? What's up, bro?"
I'm like, "Bro, he says you just don't look like you eat very healthy," is what he's trying to say.
You're malnourished, sir.
I just remember certain like special moments. Like I remember I would ask the brewery to put away the cornhole game set because it was really close to the stage.
Yeah.
And the last thing you want is to be on stage and literally hear someone's heavy sack dropping. You know what I mean?
Reword that.
The last thing you want to be is on stage and hear somebody's heavy bag trying to hit a hole.
Okay, you
So
had
one
it
more
until
time?
you said hit the
One
hole.
more-
Try it one
all
more
right.
time.
The last thing you want to do is be on stage and hear somebody just tossing heavy sandbags into a platform. Does that work?
It worked, but you
don't like that
fucking
one,
hit
huh?
so many things so hard, like platform. like it sounded like you said a racial slur just now, like you fucking platform.
Ankle weights that nobody uses.
Oh yeah, you never tossing it. But anyway, so that show for somehow it got past me and the staff, but they kept the game out, and it's hard to do a show when people are literally playing cornhole next to you.
Yeah,
and instead of like getting mad or upset or asking them to play, we were just smart on stage and we started like slightly roasting the people playing cornhole. And I remember we would like, one of my favorite ways I roast people, and you kind of do it the same way, is we'll say like a sweet thing first. Like you get them on your, like a compliment.
Yeah. And
then you get them and the audience on your side, and then it allows you to like go in.
Yeah.
And we kind of did that. So we were like narrating the game, and I remember we started roasting them, and we're like, "Yo, guys, come like join us." And the whole teams playing cornhole all came and filled up the front table, which was empty, and stayed there and watched the show the whole time.
It was so cool, man. Like and like since then, I have never seen anybody like capture somebody's attention like that. Because usually, like a lot of the shows you do when you're a comedian, you first start are in like bars and breweries, right? Mm-hmm. And so like, and a lot of bars and breweries, there's a lot of table games, there's a lot of like shit to, like to keep people there drinking, you know. And like, I don't know how many times I've been at a fucking show and you just hear a fucking pull break, like,
oh yeah,
and like when you're like, holy fuck, you're like, and it's a little like frustrating because you're like fuck, like how do I get these people away from it? And that was the first time I've ever seen anybody like, and we got to get them fucking away from them just because like we worked off each other so well. We like, and the thing I really like about it is like I've seen dual hosts before, mm-hmm. but they're either over the top talking over each other,
yeah,
or like almost like silent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like I think we do a really good part. Like I'll let you talk, get your joke out, let it hit. And then I'll work off of that joke, and you let it hit, and it's like back and forth, exactly. And we know how to share the stage with each other.
And it not only taught me how to co-host, but work with someone on stage and improving with someone. Honestly, I could improv with you for an hour way easier than doing like crowd work by myself.
Yeah,
because when you know your friends so well and their comedic style, that if an audience member it's like playing volleyball, dude, like a perfect partner, because like the setups and all you got to do is like spike it out of there. Because the audience says something, you say something, and then you set me up to like knock it out. And that was kind of like the way we rotated that. And when that happened and that table stopped playing their game, stopped enjoying their night out, and came and watched the whole show, I was like, okay, now we're on to something special.
Yeah.
By the end of the first year, we were right. In the first months, I don't want to say we're struggling to get an audience in, but it was
just a new
show.
It was
a building show.
Yeah,
it's everything. Yeah.
By the end of that first year, every show was packed, like standing room only.
Yeah, Especially like in the wintertime, because in the wintertime they pull like this canvas over and it became an actual room.
I dig it.
Instead of being like an open space area, now it's an actual room. And like during those rooms, like people are lined in the walls, lined in the back. Like it's hard. Like our moms, like God bless them, dude. Like our moms came to like a lot of our shows at Canteen, and whenever they would, like they would usually have to sit with people at their table. Yeah, exactly, like it'd be like my mom, my aunt.
Because it's just like long. It's not seating like individual seats. It's just like long picnic tables,
like benches.
So it's groups of people together.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, and that's also a really helpful thing too, because it like it's not a huge space, but like it was really like surprising to us because you could probably only get maybe 50 people in there sitting.
Oh yeah,
but there's multiple shows where I think maybe at like our highest show we probably had 80 people there.
Now, one of my favorite Canteen moments for sure was the end of the first year. It was when the show really got established and kind of packed out, and you were moving to OKC.
Yeah.
So that was your last show. I mean, you were gonna still come back and visit, probably like quarterly. So do
And I think I did. I think I came back every like 3 or 4 shows, and I would like help you host again.
So we knew it was gonna be your last show. We promoted the shit out of it. It was
that's how I met him. Is like he was coming for one of the Canteen shows.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was just like, hey, I have a podcast. Can you come do it? And I knew he was skeptical at first. He was like, what the fuck?
I was like, because like, dude, I don't know how many people have told me like, I have a podcast, and I'm like.
It was a weird, and honestly, it was the weirdest podcast ever.
Everybody says that though when they first.
You know what? And if you didn't see the podcast, it was basically Angel playing acoustic guitar while Maverick shoots into the darkness and spits tobacco into its spittoon
in harmony.
It was like it was so cool. Like here's the like
straight up.
They look like the worst bad guys from Wild Wild West.
You motherfucker, dude. So like. When Angel was like, I have a podcast. Do you want to come on it? I'm usually like, yeah, dude, fuck yeah. But I'm like, fuck, I don't know you, man. I don't know anybody who's ever done this fucking podcast. Like, and then I hit up Zach, I'm like, hey, bro, this guy named Angel wants me to do this podcast. He's like, bro, super legit. And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, dude, super legit. And I'm like, all right, bro.
Because that was probably the second time that I've had you on.
Okay.
I don't know how many podcasts I've done where it's a computer and then a tape recorder. And I'm like, are you fucking, is this really what we're doing? Dude, but I walked in and fucking Angel's got like cameras everywhere and like lights and shit and like good microphones. I was like, oh, this is like a real fucking podcast.
Young Angel does it right.
Yeah, dude.
So that was the Christmas show. And I just I knew we needed to do it for your last show. I just had an idea, like something has to be special about this show.
Right.
But I didn't want to tell you. Like I wanted something be a surprise, like a going away something.
Present, yeah. And I have that going away present.
And so, all right. So if you weren't at the show, it was probably one of my favorite times ever. We have a few pictures of it. But what we did is at the end of the show, like I said, we would close it together. And Maverick had no clue I was going to do this. So we closed it just as we did, and we're improving. And I was like, yo, everybody, this is Maverick's last show. Give it up. He got a huge applause break. And I was like, hey, bro, it's around Christmas. It's your last show. I got you a few presents. He had no clue. So,
no, you think it's cute? Shut the fuck up. No, it's not cute.
Oh gosh, it was my favorite thing I ever said. So, but the first one, being from Moriarty, I had to get my Maverick a firework. So I gave him a 15-year-old firework for my garage.
And it's like a fucking 30-pound the type of firework he gave me is called a cake. I used to sell fireworks to children in Texas. So a cake is just like one of those like fat ones that has one fuse and like 85 fucking barrels that shoot off.
It was like 80 artillery shells in one. It was it's a whole fireworks show in like a one. And
like, this is how I knew he was 85 years old, because it was called a Ku Klux Klan bake. And he was like...
Yeah, dude. Dude, it literally had an inch dust on it. It was so... You could tell this thing's just been in a garage. And then it was definitely not safe to light. That was the funniest part about giving him this fucking firework. And so the second gift, like Mav loves beer. He's like loves always drinking a brew. So I had another like garage, like I re-gifted him this brewery kit that somebody gave me like
half the shit
ago.
was missing from it. Like it looks like he like opened it to do it, and he was like, "This looks too fucking complicated," and then just like put half of it back in and threw the other half away.
It's like when you give somebody a puzzle and there's definitely like 3 pieces missing.
Yeah, dude. All it had in there was like the barrel, the yeast, and like 3 hops, but I'm guaranteed they were just loose.
There's like
nugs.
an empty can of PBR.
Yeah, dude.
All the tubes are gone.
But the third, as being comedy rule of threes, the third present had to be like the last gift had to be the one. Right?
I'm still mad about this to this day, bro.
So go to my Instagram and you scroll down and there's a picture of me. I'll kind of catch it with my eye. I'll tell you when to stop. So I basically printed out this picture of me that me and Maverick. It was really cool. During the show, he's like, "Hey, I have a friend that does photography. Let's do a photo shoot so we have photos to promote our show and put pictures on the flyer together. Keep going a little bit more.
Down.
Fuck, I think I might have archived it because it was so wild. Okay, it's not there anymore because it was so not safe for work.
Okay, go back up. Go back up. Up.
All right, but I'll tell you the picture that it was like in the series of.
Stop. Go down to the left. No, that's your right. Up one. It was like this picture, but his fucking spread eagle holding his toes, and you can see his man lump. And I'm like,
but it's all in the delivery, right?
Yeah.
So I went to Gecko's or Kinko's, right? And I printed out this fucking Gecko's. I went to go get fucking insurance because this was gonna be so fucking wild that I needed a backup plan. No, so I went to fucking Kinko's. I printed out a huge poster. It had to been 5 by 6 foot.
like a poster you get from like Walmart.
Bigger than like just this, at least this big, but the other way, right? Like horizontal. And I had it rolled up so you couldn't see the image in it. And so I have someone bring me the gifts, and they bring me the poster. It's the last gift, and I was like, okay, bro, I know you're moving out of state. This is the first time you're getting your own place, your own apartment. So I got you a really nice piece of art. You need something to make you look sophisticated.
And here's the thing about Zach is like Zach is like a weird savant. Like he looks like just like this hip hop dude, but dude, he has like such a good eye for art, and a lot of the stuff in his like actual pad is like really, really cool, like street art, which I love. And I was like, bro, this dude got me like a dope ass like tag or like a fucking really cool like street art thing,
mural,
like,
something
something dope, like some like or like the Albuquerque skyline or something like that. Zach, what the fuck did you give me?
So I literally gave him a poster of me sitting at Red Door, grabbing my toesies, going full spread eagle with both legs.
That's enough.
With both legs. And I right before I was like, yeah, you need something that's like sophisticated, something that's gonna impress the ladies, when they come to the apartment.
And what's the face you were making?
And it was perfect because he rolls it open to the audience, and all they see is this giant picture of me holding my legs like spread eagle, and the audience lost it.
Bro.
And your mom and your sister did ask for a copy of that poster.
No, they did not. They fucking
signed
did not.
copy.
They did not. They did not. You
first editions.
You motherfucker. No, they did not.
Screensavers on their phones.
Screensavers.
If it's gonna be like this for the rest of the trip, I'm not going to El Paso tomorrow, bro. Fuck. Yeah, dude. It was like at one part of me, I was like, this motherfucker. Are you kidding? Like, and I knew it was gonna be something like in the back of my mind, I was like, there's no way this dude got me a piece of artwork. Like, it was probably just going to be, like, I thought it was going to be, like, a picture of, like, his bicep or something. I'm like, you piece of shit.
It was one of my favorite times ever. But, like, just click on, like, that picture, like, so you can see, there's some pictures of me and Maverick. Go to the one with my leg on, like, just how much fun me and this dude would have together on stage was ridiculous. Like, we had so much fun times. So, yeah, the 2-year anniversary. So that's a great way to kind of like wrap it up. So we have these shows this weekend, but at the end of the month, unfortunately, you're not going to be here.
No.
But July 31st, Canteen is finally coming back. And, go back to that one more time. That picture of us at Red Door open mic was probably one of my favorite. This goes to show you right there to the right.
To the right?
Bam.
Right there.
Like just chilling at open mics, bro. Like the comedy's fun, but getting to know your homies is what it's all about. And
yeah, dude. It's like, because it's... I don't ever think of comedy as like when people are like comedy's like my therapy. I'm like, bitch, go to a therapist. Like, don't waste our fucking time. Like the fact that, but like I would go to an open mic and I would be like, I need to talk to Zach about this or that or this or whatever. And I knew I was gonna see him that day, so I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna wait until I go to this open mic so I can talk to him about this. And like in that time we had together, like in between our sets at open mics or like on the way to shows, like. Going to Durango, I think Durango really built our friendship so much because it was the first time me and you ever really hit the road together. As
Watch, if you go up just a little bit more, in the center picture, there's a picture of us in Durango. One of the first, I think, comedy festivals we did, or we were promoting our headlining theater show.
Yeah. We were doing something there, and like
we just had we have the fucking most fun, bro. It's just like
the vibe. You guys vibe.
Shit.
Yeah,
bro. Shit, dude.
And it's cool because like we would go on the road together, and then
I want my Maverick.
Yeah, you can't. It's hard to find one, bro.
Obviously.
But like it was crazy because like me and Zach look nothing alike. We come from two completely different backgrounds.
That's the
beauty
of it.
It's weird because we have a lot in common. Like I love fucking underground like hip hop. like
And
fucking like
my obvious. That's my fucking shit.
like
Yeah,
Atmosphere and Benefit, Sage France, like all these dudes, and like and Zach's, you know, and like of course I'm like younger than Zach, so I'm like, bro, have you ever heard this song by Benefit? He goes, dude, let me show you this song by Sage Francis, and I'm like, holy, and so like we like would connect over that, and like I really love I guess I don't want to say this, it sounds super gay, but like I'm like an artist at like heart, like I want to be like a fucking artist, and I want to make something that makes people feel different things, and Zach like sees shit like that all the time, and like going to the art walk with this dude is like he can like just really appreciate like a good piece of art, and it's like
sick.
yeah, it's kind of weird, man. Like yeah, we have two completely different backgrounds. We know like we come from two completely like separate like sides of the track, but we like it's weird how much we have in common with each other.
Donnie and Marie Osmond, bro.
And that's not the fucking thing, dude.
No, that's not what I meant. If you want to scroll up a little bit, just keep
You're ruining this fucking moment, dude.
Yo, dude. No, it's just like I said, bro. Go to the go to the one of the middle right there. We had that one right there, dog. Canteen really built something special. It showed us that we could run our own show, that we could provide stage time for other local comedians, our out-of-state friends.
Yeah.
And we would just have a fucking blast. Like, I don't even know what we're doing in half of these pictures, dog.
I think it's really weird because like, so like me and Zach are definitely like crowd work comics. Like we don't like we really try not to like
Blossom Buddies. That's who you guys are.
Blossom Buddies.
Do you know who Blossom Buddies are?
I don't know.
Really now? Oh
I
god.
was about to school.
This is okay. You guys are Blossom Buddies because
I don't
these
like
two.
the way I don't like the way Blossom and.
Oh, there's my
Budding
fucking COVID-19 picture right there.
This was
yeah, let's talk about that. Hold on. Oh my god. So last year, this is the set. Like this is for real fucked up. Like I don't know who did this.
It is savage, and I kind of dig it.
It's one of those things where it's a prank so savage that's so fucked up, and we still don't know who did this. But last year, somebody sent that picture of us, the one sitting on the stairs right there next to my dog. They sent that to the news and put that Maverick passed away.
Oh yeah, I did remember that.
From COVID-19. And then I was just
How does that not show you this is a conspiracy?
Dude, it was like okay. So like a little backstory, dude. Like Zach sends me the stupidest shit 99% of the time. Like 1% of the time it's real shit that I do need to respond to, and the other 99% of the time it does not fucking matter. So he sent me this message, and I think it sat in my inbox for like 8 hours or something like that. And he calls me and he goes, "Bro, did you see that message I sent you?" And I go, "No, man." He goes, "Dude, look at your messenger right now." And I'm like, "All right, man, whatever." So I look at it, and it's like a legitimate thing from KRQE News 13, a channel here in Albuquerque. And it says, it's like in memoriam, the people we lost last year from COVID-19. And it's this fucking picture. And it says and like everybody else has like names and ages.
It just says his first name.
Yeah.
All it says is Maverick.
Oh, it's his Maverick. But the shitty thing is like another comic friend of ours sent it to us, and he photoshopped
That's
in.
why I think it had to have been that person.
I think it was that person too.
But the fucked up part is like you legit had to go on Facebook and like make like a I'm alive.
Yeah, dude. Like I
like
was
you were just like Castaway or something, or on Lost season 3.
Yeah, dude. I went on Facebook and I was like, "Hey guys, just a quick thing. I did not die of COVID last year. I'm here. I'm making this video today," and I like gave the date and the time.
He's like holding the newspaper, like
I was like, "I'm here." Like and I was
so
like, "What the
funny.
dude?" And like, you know what's funny is most people were like, "That's so funny." Like that's. But dude, my aunt, I'm pretty sure my aunt's the one that got it taken down because my aunt like. She's like, "This is fucking bullshit. Like, my Hito did not die of COVID." And dude, she fucking like called KRQ. She's like, my nephew did not die of COVID. You need to take that off. And it was gone like in 12 hours. And I was like, fuck, I wanted to kind of stay up there, you know?
Fuck, bro.
So fucking funny, dude. Oh my god.
More credits than we do, that's for sure.
So
Like, bro, like I've opened for so and so. I've done time here. I died of COVID last year. It was pretty sick.
And got a newsreel for it.
I got a newsreel for it. Yeah, dude.
Anyways, you guys are these guys. You guys are the Blossom Buddies.
Fuck, bro.
This was a show back in 1982 with Tom Hanks.
You son of a bitch.
That's you guys.
Fuck,
You guys
bro.
pick who you want to be, but I don't give a
I bet
fuck.
we're neither of those people.
You guys are the Blossom Buddies.
Motherfucker.
You know
I
what the
don't like
premise
it.
of this show was? Is that they needed to live in New York in a really high class apartment, but they only paid lower rent because they were females.
Oh.
So they dressed up as females and they rented this apartment. So they had to be females when they go in and out of the apartment. But then the landlord would come and they're like, "Oh no, we have to dress up."
That's funny.
You guys, the Blossom
Dude, that's
Bros.
fucking silly, man.
You guys are the Blossom.
Sorry.
Dude, I think, you know what, like, going back to what I was saying about like us being like crowd work comics is like me and Zach like we're good at crowd work because like
scroll up a little bit more
because we feed off of like each other in the crowd and shit, you know. And when I went to Oklahoma, people were like, bro, how are you so good at crowd? Like, how are you so good at doing this? And I'm like, bro, that's like all me and like my homies did in New Mexico. Because like when you do shit here, bro, it's like you have to be good at that shit. It's so weird. I don't know. That's probably like a little off subject, but I mean at the same time, like,
what is this podcast? Right?
It's so fucking ridiculous. Yeah. So this was like one of the times you came back, bro, and it just dude. So this is actually going to be our 2-year anniversary for Canteen. We're finally going to get it going.
Should be our 3-year.
I mean, it literally should be over 3 years, but with the gap that everything's had, the time it's taken them to start up events again, I'm really excited. It's one of the funnest shows that we do. And, so you guys come out to that. That'll definitely come out. Like, this podcast will be out this Sunday, so it'll be out way before then. So
for sure.
July 31st, Canteen. And so, bro, we've done so many crazy roads. We've done, festivals, the Durango stuff, shows in the middle of, like, literally nowhere, dog.
Dude, that was the only time I ever like told my parents not to come to the show. Like my dad and my sisters my dad was visiting my sister in Colorado. Me and Zach did this Zach and Josh did this fucking festival. It was like an EDM festival.
The rave. It was a rave.
It was a rave festival. They wanted comedy and they did comedy at 4:30 in the afternoon, and that's like 7 a.m. raver time. So like nobody was fucking there. And like I told my dad, like I was so proud. I was like, "This is my first festival. I'm fucking stoked." I told my dad, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be in Colorado. I'm gonna come watch it." My dad's literally on the way to the festival, and I call him. I say, "Hey, turn around. Don't fucking come to this." He's like, "Why?" I was like, "Trust me. I'll meet you in town in an hour. Don't fucking come to this." So like I did my set, Zach did his set, and Josh did his set, and we all fucking dipped, and we were like. Later, and we all just fucking got the fuck out of it.
I think we talked about that a little bit. We were just so crazy, bro. There was dogs walking around in bikinis doing acro yoga.
Yeah, dude.
Just corgis and fucking
it's just like
suspended by harnesses.
Everyone's doing dog poses.
I had to do an hour after following like burlesque dancers with their tits like out, fully out. Nobody's trying to laugh at jokes after just seeing just full cups, just supple cups.
Full cups and half lips. You know what I mean? Full cups, half lips, bro.
Yeah, no tips
just
for old me on
What'd
that
you
set.
say?
Nothing. Either way, let's scroll up with it. Just
no,
keep on scrolling up.
No tips. What the fuck you mean no tips, bro? Like, dude, it was so fucked. But like, that's like it's. If I had any advice to give to young comics, it's like take every fucking show you can. Because all those shows that suck become fucking material later.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
It's fucking what it is.
I'm writing that down,
bro. For real, like,
dude, I'm serious. Like when I say take every, like, dude, me and Zach have done the weirdest fucking shows in the weirdest goddamn places. Like, dude, we've done shows in like parks and like weird Dude, that festival we did was in the middle of the forest.
Yeah. So yeah, bro, that was one of the weirdest ones ever. I think me, you, and Josh, but that's why we're doing these shows this weekend. We all started comedy around the same time, and you got to have your class, bro. Like, that's the one thing that I started realizing is you got to know the people that you could always count on, you could always rock with, no matter the room, no matter the event. You have to know your people, bro. So it's like you and Josh are, as soon as I got this headlining gig in El Paso, and they told me bring 2 people, boom, and like you guys you live 8 hours away. Josh lives 4 hours away, but it's like that shows you how committed your friends are for not only their comedy, but your homies' comedy.
Right.
It's because you guys are driving here, and then we're driving 4 hours to El Paso.
Right.
And we're doing this almost like road, like musicians would be. So we're driving right to the venue, doing the show, and then driving right back because we have Cities of Gold the next day.
Right.
So we're gonna drive right back, crash out, get ready in the morning, head up north. And then we're staying at Cities of Gold since Santa Fe's right there. That way we could promote Santa Fe all day.
Yeah.
So it's a job because even though we'll have Saturday day in Santa Fe, we got to print out flyers, pass flyers around, try to pack out these rooms because it's a first time show. And, we want the best outcome as possible. We want to be invited back. We want to make a mark in our comedy scene in Santa Fe, which is a great market. So that's as close to a road, like a little road weekend trip of like music as I could imagine. So it takes a lot out of you, but you build with your homies, and this is why it's worth it. We went from, like he said, doing festivals in forests, open mics in parks and breweries where no one gives a shit, and now we're getting paid for all of our shows. We're getting headlining sets. Homie got to show at a comedy club. Josh Fournier's trying to get Wi-Fi on the res, and we're all doing good.
As long as we're all trying,
dude.
man.
I think dude. Earlier, me and Zach we were like on our way to this show, and he just like stops and says, "Dude, isn't it wild? We're like semi-professional comedians." And I was like,
I hate that you said that,
dude. I know. I was like, and I like at first like, dude, shut the fuck up. But then I was like, God damn, you're right, bro. Like there's levels to this shit, right? So it's like lasagna.
All right,
You know, there's like G's move in silence.
yeah, I guess so.
Like lasagna, because there's a G in lasagna and
Alright,
it's silent.
La
And G-
Hanya.
And G's also like a gangster,
I dig it.
so their moves are silent. Anyway,
Yeah, I dig it.
but no, like you go from like being an open mic, you're doing shit, everything, shit
Yeah.
shows, shit gigs, shit fucking open mics for no fucking
Yeah.
money for no people to like, okay, now I can go do comedy and get paid for it, but now I have to work really fucking hard to do it. Like I have to drive hours and hours and hours. I got to print off my own flyers. I got to do all this shit. And then the next level for us is when like I see it, dude. It's like right there for like all of us. It's like, okay, now people are like, now I don't have to worry about promotion. I don't have to worry about, travel. I don't have to worry about any of that. Like that'll be all taken care of for me.
It's the fucking best.
And
yeah.
that's like the next level for us. And I'm like, man, that is so fucking tight. And we're right fucking there. We're like on the cusp of being like,
It's
yeah.
just popping, bro. And you know what? And it's not even the comedy. Some of our like, when we film sketches and shit, like I said, it's one of my favorite things because it's hard to find someone to like rock with in content. Like when you're filming content and like getting those things to click. But like, bro, just look at us at Smith's earlier in the Instagram story. Like this is my favorite shit. Like who goes to Smith's in the hood and gets sushi at 10 o'clock at night?
Who fucking drinks eggs? You're drinking eggs.
At 10 o'clock at night.
They're meant to be cooked,
They're
you son of a
pasteurized.
bitch.
Okay, no, you're right. But I also did get a protein bar.
You got 6 of them. I saw you pick like 5 of them out like a kid in a candy shop.
You got sushi and a Red Bull, which is also called a Korean time bomb, and you're gonna have a really
Sushi's Japanese, you son of a bitch.
Either
An
way.
Asian time.
Yeah, Angel.
Don't
He's
point that hard.
young Angel with the save.
Don't point that hard, dude.
Young
It's aggressive. You're not even pointing at him,
Angel.
you're pointing up.
Who the hell's that
Okay.
you're pointing at?
Yo, so look at this dude getting sushi at Smith like it's not weird.
Alright,
Like
so
it's not weird.
Let's go through this. So here we go. Oh god,
Let's get some audio.
it's up here in the corner.
A little bit of egg white.
what? You're gonna fucking
Watch me do that real quick. Bam. Snack session with Mavi.
That's right.
A little bit of egg white.
what?
Yeah,
You're gonna fucking
I'm gonna drink that. You're getting sushi from Ghettos?
You're drinking fucking eggs.
You're getting sushi at
We get it. You
Smith's.
work out. Okay,
Alright,
whatever. And dude, like the
So
whole preparation for that like little skit was like literally like 2 minutes to like a minute before that. Zach's like, are you getting sushi? I'm like, yeah. Are you getting eggs? Like he goes, I was like, what are you gonna? Are you like, do you need groceries? Are you drinking that? And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, why? And he goes, all protein, no fat. I was like, are you fucking kidding me, dude?
And I just was like, pulled out my phone. So, yo, say that again.
And dude, and that's like the fun thing about like me and Zach. And Zach's way better at that stuff than I am because like I was ready to just like let that lay in the past. But Zach's, dude, let's film that. And I was like, fuck, all right, dude. Well, I guess we'll film it. And then it came out really good. And I was like, all right, yeah, I should probably listen to you a little bit more.
But it's crazy, like actually, this is a perfect way to transition into this. So not only like, are you killing the stand-up, but right now you jumped heavy into TikTok last year. I don't want to say jumped in heavy, but you jumped in and you posted a few things and all of a sudden it took off heavy.
Yeah, it's really weird, dude. Like I had a TikTok for probably about 4 months before that. Because my girlfriend would, god damn it, dude, she'd send me just so many fucking TikTok videos. And I'd be like, and if you know how that works, like if somebody sends you a TikTok and you don't have the TikTok app, you have to download TikTok or like go into the, like online and do all that bullshit. Okay. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get a TikTok, and so whenever she sends me this shit, I can just watch it like really easily.
Yeah.
And I like and enjoy them. They're like funny and shit. I've seen a bunch of funny ones, and I'm like, all right, whatever, man. So and I get it, and then like I start watching it a little bit more, and I realize I'm like, oh, I'm fucking funnier than some of these people, like I can make better content.
I think the best part is like when you told me you made it, you're like, yo, I'm gonna make this TikTok not necessarily for comedy because I want to promote my leather work because I'm really trying to get my leather off.
He's an artist, so what can we say?
Yeah, he's like, the Dave Matthews Band of Leather over
What'd
here.
you say?
And look at Dawson's Creek
No,
Leather.
what'd you say? Don't. That's fucking
No?
rude, bro.
No?
Don't say rude shit like that.
No.
Say another one.
Beverly Hills Billy?
What? Beverly Hills, you motherfucker, dude.
And I got Beverly Hills Barry Doughboy. No,
so
okay, I'm
motherfucker.
pissed. But you're
I'm
like, yo, I'm
fucking
gonna
mad,
make this
dude.
for my leather, and then you did a one leather one that was funny, and it just popped, and all of a sudden you were getting TikToks with over hundreds of thousands of views.
Yeah, I think I made one a couple weeks ago that got like 200,000, and then I made one a few months ago that got like the one I've gotten most heavy. It's got like 500,000 views or whatever, and it was like kind of weird because like I literally made that TikTok. I went to bed. I woke up the next morning and I told my girlfriend, I was like, dude, I have like 99 plus notifications. And like, so when it's 99 plus, you like open your app and it'll say like, you have so many comments, so many likes, so many follows. And I had like 300 follows, like 75 comments, and like, so many hundred likes. I was like, holy shit.
You knew you were on to something.
And I was like, okay. I was like, all right, cool. So I kind of just like started doing that and started like slowly building. And I don't even really make them a whole lot. I think I might have like maybe like an hour of content on there, if that, and like half of those like leather work and the other half are like just funny little videos that I post, and it's.
But the craziest part is like when it started taking off and your followers really started growing, because now you're at just over 50,000 followers.
Yeah.
Which for like where we are in comedy, that's nuts.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
It's really cool, man. Like,
and but when you told me, you're like, not only is the followers crazy and like the promotion of the comedy really helping out, but like, yo, I'm getting leather orders left and right. So you're legit making money off of not from TikTok, the company itself, but from the orders you're getting from the people seeing all your stuff.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, and if this was like 5 years ago,
Self-advertising.
yeah, it would have taken me so long to get the amount of orders that I've gotten just in like the last 6 months. And like in the last, and it's crazy too, because like every time I post like a funny video, I'll get like 1 or 2 orders.
Bring up one of his TikToks with someone of the leather work while we're wrapping.
And then like, I'll make a leather one and I'll get like 10 orders, and they'll be like, hey man, can you make this for me? And like, and I'm getting to the point now where I'm like weeding them out. Like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do this. And I'll only take the ones I really like, and it's really cool for my small business, dude. Because
that's so crazy. So before your TikTok page, you're kind of doing leather. I don't want to say as a hobby. Like, you knew you wanted to make things to sell.
Yeah.
But you were just kind of really getting into it. And now you are taking so many orders that you're picking and choosing what you want to work on. And you have a full leather company. So like, give the name of your leather company, and if anybody want to place an order where they can like.
So it's just Bad Medicine Leather.
Dope name.
Yeah.
Bad Medicine Leather.
And I got the hat on right now too.
Okay.
The best thing in nature. Oh, sorry.
And that's as much of that song we play.
I'm just giving it that 6 seconds of glory, baby.
So like, so it's Bad Medicine Leather, and if you want to order something for me, hit me up on my personal Instagram. It's just Maverick McWilliams.
Dude, I'm so hitting you up for a fucking guitar strap.
Dude,
I've seen some of them that you made before.
Yeah,
too.
go on my Instagram, man. I made a really good guitar strap for a buddy of mine, Johnny Woods. He's a really good country artist from Oklahoma, and it's really funny because he hit me up because of TikTok. He was like,
nice.
He's like, hey man, I see you're a leather worker. I see you're in Oklahoma. I want to get a guitar strap made from you just because you're from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to buy local from you, and I was like, yeah, cool, man. And I made him like one. I've never made a guitar strap before, so I got like I just bought like one from Tandy that you can like customize yourself. Yeah. And I made it for him, and he's a really big dude. He's like 6'3", and it was too short for him.
Okay.
Whoa.
So he was like, and like I made him one, and he was like, man, it's too short. And I was like, bro, let me remake it for you, like free of charge, no worries. And he's like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, dude, like free of charge. Like let me just like tell me how long you want it. I was like, do you adjust your guitar strap? And he's like, no. And I'm like, well, okay, well, tell me exactly how long you want it, and I'll make it for you just like that. And he goes, all right, cool. Gives me the measurement. I fucking like bust out this guitar strap for him of like a month later, and he like liked it so much he like paid me again for it. I was like, holy shit,
dope.
dude. And actually, me and my chick went to one of his like gigs the other night, and he was wearing it, and it was just
that's sick. That's a sick feeling.
And it was such a weird feeling. I was like, bro, and he like even gave me a shout out, dude. Like, we're like listening to him, we're playing pool or whatever, we're just like hanging out, and he goes, yeah, that guy over there at the pool table, guys, just like let you know, he like he's a stand-up comedian, and he even came to one of my shows like
sick,
a month before that. He was like, he's a comedian, he's a super funny dude. He made this beautiful guitar strap for me. If you just just give it up for him. And I was like, holy fuck! And it was so cool getting that like little recognition, man. It was nuts.
Dude,
And that's an
so
avenue,
crazy.
and that's an avenue that just leads to other doors. Like literally, you mentioned the comedy thing. What
Yeah.
if that guy knows a promoter that's like, hey,
Well, do you want to hear something crazy?
here we go.
Do you know who Nate Bargatze is?
Why don't we just save it for?
Where are we at?
We hit an hour now.
Okay, so we hit it. All right.
Do you want me to tell you this quick?
Hit us with the Nate story, and
Let's
then we
do
got
it.
a segment, and then
Okay.
then
So you know Nate Bargatze, right?
I do.
So his opener is a guy named Justin Smith in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
And Justin knows that I do leather work, and I was at a mic with him one time, and he goes, "Hey, do you still do leather work?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man." He goes, "Hey, do you think you can make a note card holder for me?" And
That's sick.
I'm sure I could. He goes, "Yeah, but not like a regular one, like for the big fucking note cards.
Oh, yeah.
Like the 4x8s or whatever, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, probably, man. Just like let me know what size note card, and I'll make it specifically for that." And I was like, "What do you want on it?" And he goes, "Well, it's not for me, dude. It's for Nate."
Okay, so yeah, I remember. So you busted a sick ass one out. I remember you sent it to him, and then you actually like got a message that he received it, right?
Yeah. So like I finished it for him, and it was kind of fucked up because like I finished it and I was gonna give it to him, but something happened to where he was gonna give it to Nate when he went on the road with him that weekend.
Okay.
Our schedules
Word.
didn't match up, couldn't give it to him, so I just gave it to him like a couple weeks later, and then a couple weeks after that he sends me a text, goes, "Hey, Nate got it, says he loved it," and I was like, "Oh, dude, that's so fucking like."
That's crazy.
Like, even though I didn't get a message from Nate Bargatze, or like I've never really talked to the dude, but like I think it's so cool that if I ever run into him, I'll be like, "Hey man, I made that note card holder for you that you have, the one that says the Tennessee Kid."
The one you're holding.
You know, it's so wild, bro. Like going from making the guitar strap to the musician and seeing the show, him shouting you out, to one of the biggest comedians in the country now, like putting their comedy notes into your work.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I even seen like a version of that, you know, Josh is a huge metal fan. He goes to metal shows left and right. I can't tell you how many times I'd leave an open mic to go home and he's going to a concert by himself just to support from huge metal bands to small metal bands.
Yeah.
And when we were out in AZ, a pretty like good, like big known, I don't want to say well known, but like had a good following, this band, and they came out to see Josh. And it's so crazy, like that you're fans of someone and then they turn into fans of your work. In a way.
Exactly.
And you know, even last week, the cafeteria lady from my elementary schools came to see me.
And she's
So-
like, "Little Zach,
Wait.
is that little Zach?"
It's like, "Zach, you're not fat no more. That's
She's all
awesome."
sitting there with a hairnet and an apron. Just,
You're like Miss Lopez, why are you wearing that? She goes, "Never take it off." You're
Don't
like,
talk
"Never
about
take
my
it off."
grandma like that.
like Pizza Day Friday.
Pizza Day
Go.
Friday. We got Sloppy Joe's on Tuesday. Remember, bring the napkins.
I'll give you 2. You're good. You look like you need it.
You look like a good boy.
So that's actually a perfect way. So we always like, you know, the last few episodes we've been wrapping up with the segment. On Hell busted out some content, and we got an Ask a Cholo segment. Now, even though Maverick is an amateur professional bull rider,
Shut the
he's as
fuck up.
cholo
That
as they
is-
get.
okay.
So what this is what I did is I went out and I asked people what they would ask a cholo.
True.
And you guys are going to play the role of the cholo. They're going to ask you a question.
We're about to tap in.
All right? I have 2 of them for you. So here's the first one.
About to go in on these
Let me get
fools,
my
dog.
button right. Here we
We're
go.
going down, bro. Fucking show.
All right, this
All
one
crazy.
you're going to be surprised about
Dog,
this
this
one
pod-
that I just found.
This podcast is all crazy.
We got
Nuts, no.
Fuckers are all nasty.
All right, before we do ask an essay,
All right,
I got to
let's do
show
it.
you something. Then.
Ask an essay.
Have you ever heard of I Am Johnny James?
I haven't.
No.
Really?
No, what is this? What
Okay,
is this?
he is a Instagram user who
Okay.
is from New Mexico. You've
Oh,
never heard
shit.
of this guy?
No, I haven't.
He's actually, I guess you could say, kind of famous. But let's go through some of his stuff.
He's got like $9 grand. That's what's up.
Where are we at over here?
Successful motherfuckers, you know, that
Looks
are
like
always
every
the most
dude, like-
judgmental, constantly talking about the shit you're doing wrong in your life. Orale, Brad. If you don't pay me back that $10 fucking you owe me, and get off your mom's couch already. Like, a la fucking verga, bro. Y'all ever notice how it's...
So
He looks like every dude waiting outside of a dispensary.
my boss knows this guy, and he was bragging about it because I told him how I started doing a podcast with you.
That's so funny.
And he's just like, "You ever heard of Johnny James?" I was like, "What the fuck?"
All sick, no?
Here's another one. Here's another one.
It's hotter than an otter out of the water out here.
Allah.
Verga. It's hotter than an otter out of the water.
So
out
did you? All right. So what's the question we got?
No. I just want to know if
Okay.
you knew this guy.
Oh, okay,
What do
so
you
it's
think
not
of
like-
this guy? Yeah. What do you think of this guy?
I mean, it's
He's
one of those things.
local,
Where,
he's
it's
no-
one of those things where it's like it's really cool to see anybody from ABQ because, like, you know, we don't really have any like
No.
I can't think of like a YouTuber or like a social media comedian off the top of my head from here.
No.
There was the girl that did I guess the biggest thing would have been, actually there kind of was.
The shipper, can you say?
That was the closest thing to, I
Yeah.
would say, like a viral video.
Okay.
So that is kind of dope. But it is one of those things where it's like, yo, this guy, let's say Jamar gave this dude a guest spot at Revel.
Yeah.
He'd probably pack the room. But it's one of those things where it's like, what I've seen, let's put it this way. I opened up for a YouTube star in Roswell that was over 2.1 million subscribers, 5 million subscribers on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I did 30 minutes, and this dude had a tough time after me because he's not a stand-up. He's a huge following. They make content, but it's a different monster. Okay. It's just a different monster.
Yeah, it's...
You know what I mean?
It's another world out there.
It's another world. It's another media. And it's just as hard to figure out how to hit on camera. So that's a different thing too. A lot of there's some of my favorite stand-ups, and even like the local stand-ups that I think are great, they don't translate over onto camera.
No.
They have a hard time. Whether it's a skit, whether if they're just doing a promotional video, there's a lot of, so those medias are hard. It's hard to hit in both markets.
Yeah.
So anybody that's killing it, that's awesome, man.
Nice.
So hopefully that dude just like continues to put out more 505 content and see what he wants to do with it.
Yeah, anybody who holds it down is dope to me, man.
Oh!
If you want to ask him, what would you ask him?
Come on, John.
Sauce actually mean?
Oh, this is the first good question we've got on Ask a Cholo.
Spence sauce.
I've
heard it.
Spence sauce. It's almost like, okay, this is exactly what it means. So if somebody like you say, all right, say you stepped on my shoes, right?
Yeah.
Or no, let's say I stepped on your shoes.
Yeah.
Which nobody cares because they're dirty as fuck.
You're
But say I stepped on your shoes, I'd be like, oh, Spence sauce, dog. Which is basically like my bad.
Yeah.
Right? It's not I'm sorry. It's not lo siento.
Yeah.
No, it's basically my bad. Like,
right.
Yeah. So it's just like, oh, like Spence sauce, dog. I mean, like Spence sauce.
Like no disrespect.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
bro. So Spence sauce is basically that's a Cholo version of my bad, yo.
Yeah, like no disrespect. Yeah.
Super simple,
sauce, eh?
easy.
So fast, bro.
Or it's even like you could use it like sarcastically, like if someone like if you're saying like, oh, you want to go to like All Subs or something, you're like, nah, I'd rather go to Sadie's. Like, Spence sauce, all fancy.
Yeah,
like
right?
You can kind of
my
use it a
bad,
little.
bro.
Yeah, you kind of.
Sorry, you want to go to Whole Foods.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Spence sauce over
Spence sauce. I don't
here.
even go to Trader Joe's.
This guy have money over here.
I don't know. You go to Trader Jose's, you know. What I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly.
Yeah.
So, bro, that was a good one. Shout out to John Cuellar. That's a local comedian.
Dude. Go listen to his podcast.
I was just gonna say he is the originator of Albuquerque Comedy Podcast. Him and Alan have been doing Potential Problems podcast for I think over 5 years now.
Yeah. It's wild.
They're
dude.
awesome. They have us on all the time.
I think it's longer than that. I think it's like 8 years.
They've been killing it, bro. They're in over 500 episodes, I believe. So,
Yeah, they're
6 something.
yeah, it is crazy.
They're
So,
great, dude. Yeah, go follow both of them and go listen to their podcast. They're fucking hilarious. Me and Zach have been on a few times each.
They are hands down one of the reasons that this podcast exists. Every time I was there, John and Alan, after we would be kicking it, they're like, you got to start your own. You got to get something going. And so shout out to John. Shout out to him. Spence sauce to Potential Problems podcast.
Oh,
and that being said, Mav, I just want to say thank you for coming on, driving right here, doing the podcast,
thank you, man. I appreciate
being
it.
here for these shows, bro. I appreciate it. So, so we're gonna be tomorrow. This will already be out. So the next one, we'll recap all these shows. El Paso, Cities of Gold, Santa Fe.
Yeah.
But coming up after this, we got way more stuff. I actually just got word that I'm going to be headlining at Revel in 2 weeks. So that'll be a week after this podcast come out. So look up for that flyer on my Instagram, Zach Abeyta Comedy. If you have any questions, videos, anything you want to send us, send it to my Instagram, Zach Abeyta Comedy, or our email at FiendCityPodcast.com. Again, thank you to our sponsor, Peterson Properties. Thank you to Maverick. Thank you to Angel, Amuse Me Studios.
Yes, dude.
Yo, this is only our 4th podcast. We're going to keep
We can
rocking. Yo, so we're going to rotate out. So if you've been listening, we're going to do a solo podcast with me and Angel, and then we're going to bring a guest on. So our second guest, we're going to continue having the homies through and good people. So thank you so much.
And real talk, we're still discovering this.
We're
This is
just-
still
yeah.
Dude.
nobody knows what they're doing until they get to episode 100.
Thank you for saying that, Angel. So those are you have listened to these first few episodes. Yeah, we're just getting this going. We're seeing what we want to do with this, and we're just having fun. So thank you for tuning in. We appreciate y'all.
Maverick.
FiendCity Podcast.
You wanna give out any
Maverick,
shout-outs?
what's your plug?
It's just Maverick McWilliams on everything. Easy peasy. Yeah, I'll be on all these shows with Zach. I got a show in Stillwater, Oklahoma on the 19th, and then I got some other stuff later in the month. I haven't really got the details for it yet.
Yeah, so if you're Maverick McWilliams, hit him up on his social media. He kills it. If you're ever going out to Oklahoma, he's always performing. So if you're in OKC, follow him. Check him out. Thank you so much. FiendCity Podcast. Peace.
You guys know
Peace.
what's up. Peace out. You guys have a good one.
Never doing this again.
Hell yeah. Fuck, bro. I'm ready to get some sleep, bro. You want to do it, Joe? Yeah, for sure.
Oh no, I appreciate it, bro. You're a fucking, you're a G, dude.
Oh, yeah, man.